Yes, I was told to call this number earlier today.
Earlier today.
Yes?
Okay. Thank you very much for returning the call to the Internal Revenue Service. May I have your first name and your last name, ma'am?
Yes, it's Mistress Eileen Ulick.
Sorry?
Mistress Eileen Ulick.
Okay. Thank you very much for providing me your first name and your last name. Now, ma'am, will you please grab a piece of paper and a pen? Let me also provide you my first name, my last name, and my base ID number.
Okay.
My first name is Alex. My last name is Walter. My base ID number with the Internal Revenue Service is 4548617.
I'm sorry, Alex. What was your last name?
My last name is Walter. Walter.
Okay. Great. Thank you. So why did you guys give me a call?
Well, ma'am, you please note down my employee ID number.
Yep.
It's CI548617.
Okay. And is
Okay, so ma'am,
this employee number
yes,
different than your badge number?
yes.
What's the
The
difference?
page,
What's the difference
no, the page
between?
ID number. No. Well, ma'am, as we have connection problem, I guess that you did not hear me properly. My page ID number is CI548617.
Oh, okay.
And once again, ma'am, can you please verify me your first name and your last name again in order to let me pull up your files from my database?
Sure. It's Mistress Eileen Ulick.
Okay. Mrs. Eileen Ulek.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for confirming your first name and your last name.
Okay.
So, do you know the reason, ma'am, why you received a call from our department?
I don't. Is there something
ma'am.
wrong with my tax return?
Yes. So, ma'am, but before we proceed to the case, will you please verify me your current billing address?
Yes, it's 1240 Gold Cliff Circle, Washington, D.C.
And what's your area zip code number, ma'am?
My zip code is 20016.
Okay. Thank you very much for confirming your current billing address. Okay, so ma'am, now can you please hold the line for a moment? Let me just go ahead and pull up the information from my database
Sure.
and let you know each and everything about that.
Okay.
Thank you for holding the line earlier.
Yeah, I'm here.
According to your case file, you did not provide me your current billing address correctly.
No, that's where I'm at. 1240 Gold Cliff Circle.
Okay, so as you are not aware about the situation, now I will just go ahead and read out the legal charges against your name. But before I do that, I would like to notify you that this line is recorded and monitored by the Internal Revenue Service with the local authorities, so please don't interrupt me and listen carefully. And I will give you a fair time to speak, okay?
Okay.
Now, as per the documents, we conducted a confidential audit on your tax file for the past last 5 years. That is from 2012 to 2016. And we found that there was a miscalculation error for the tax file that you filed for those 5 years does not match the tax record that we have. So according to section 7201, that amount is still outstanding on your name which you have not paid. And for that reason, the local authorities with arrest warrant will come into place Your driver license will be canceled and everything under your name, your property, your bank account, and even your social security number will be seized by the government. You will also face a federal imprisonment for up to 5 years. Now, the total amount outstanding on your name is $8,140, which includes your pending tax, legal charges, and your late fees. So, may I ask you, ma'am, did you do this intentionally or by mistake to default with the government?
Okay, so it's $8,140 for the last 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
How much was it in 2012?
Well, ma'am, here we're not talking about any particular year, but here we're talking about the duration of those 5 years. And according to a case filed, we have conducted a confidential audit on your tax file for the year 2012 to 2016. And also make sure that we're not talking about any particular year, but here we're talking about the duration of those 5 years. Between those 5 years, we have just found out that there was some miscalculation of your
Okay, so it's only like $1,600 a year.
calculation.
Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
yes. There was some kind of unusual figure which you have not mentioned on your tax file properly. That is the reason this is the difference amount between what you have shown to the government and which we have on our returns. Let me give you an example here. For example, that is, you were supposed to pay $1,000 to the government, but you were paying only $700. And as per the documentations, we have calculated your taxes on the basis of reports which we have got from your bank account, credit card, debit card, and other financial institutions. And we have found out that the tax return does not match the tax record we have with us. So we believe that you are trying to default with the government or trying to hide your earned income.
Okay, so if you, which I wasn't trying to do, but if you're saying that I paid only $700 out of $1,000, then I only owe you $300 times 5 years for $1,500. So how do you get $8,100?
Well, ma'am, that is, I just gave you an example to let you know better about this case.
Okay,
And well, ma'am, who filed your tax on your behalf? Your accountant, your CPA, or your HR block, or you filed your tax from the turbo?
it was my accountant, Skin and Flint.
Okay, your accountant filed the tax. May I have your accountant name, first name, and last name?
Yeah, it's called. His name is I Fleece him.
Can you please tell me out his first name and his last name, ma'am?
Yeah, his first name is Iaye, and
Okay,
his last name is Fleecem. It's Fleeceum.
okay. So, ma'am, let me just read back your accountant first name and last name to make sure that I get the correct name. Your accountant first name is Iaye, and the last name is Fleeteum. Is that correct?
No, it's Fleec is in Charlie.
Okay. Sorry for the convenience.
Okay, he's my next door neighbor, actually.
Okay. Okay. And well, ma'am, it is important for you to know that if someone else prepare your returns, you are ultimately responsible for all the information on the tax return, right? We do not have any concern whoever filed tax on your behalf because if he or she might make any mistake, you are the person who is responsible for it, right?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Okay, and so ma'am, can I ask you a few questions
Yeah.
regarding about this case?
Okay.
Why the phone call has been made to you by the Internal Revenue Service? When we try to notify you 2 times by sending you the notification letter set to billing address, why don't we get any response back from you?
How did you notify me? Did you send something to my house address?
Yes. And well, ma'am, according to the reports which I have got from your postal office, stating that there was no one available to collect those letters and put a signature on it. And even the postman has also left a yellow note at the doorstep stating that give us a response positive or negative either way. But as we did not get any response back from you, so now we have decided to take this case legally inside a federal courthouse.
Well,
We have done our duty and it's kind
what
of a concern as you were not available at your place. We have strong evidence and we also have a snap as an evidence which states that the documents were sent to you and at your place.
What address did you send it to, Mr. Walter?
Okay, the address which we sent the notification letter is 1240 Gold Circle, Washington, District of Columbia 20016.
Well, that's probably why, because my address is 1240 Gold Cliff Circle. You guys sent it to the wrong address.
And according to a case file, we have only that current billing address. And the first notification letter was sent to you on 12th of October 2017. The second notification letter was sent to you on 15th of December 2017. We waited for 3 months, and as we did not get any response back from you, so we have sent all those notification letters to the federal courthouse. In order to proceed with the federal charges against your name, we have been already submitted your documents at the federal courthouse.
Okay, but that's probably because, I see that you told me that you tried to send it twice, but you sent it to the wrong address. I live on Gold Cliff
Well,
Circle, and you told me you sent it to Gold Circle. That's two different addresses. No wonder I didn't get it. Can you
yes, well, ma'am.
can you send it
And according
again?
to a case file, that is the address which we have.
Right. Well, it's wrong. So can you resend it?
You're asking me to resend those documentations, ma'am?
Yes, please. 1240 Gold Cliff Circle. Or you know
Okay,
what?
well, ma'am,
You know what? I'm in Washington, D.C. Can I just swing by and pick it up?
yes, for that, ma'am, you can come to our Internal Revenue headquarters, which is located in Washington, D.C. I'm sure that you are aware of our headquarters building. Where is it?
Why don't you give me the address? Because there's so many different offices. Where would I go pick it
Okay,
up?
yes, I will provide you our current building address. You please grab a piece of paper and a pen and note it down.
Okay, but you're giving me the billing address?
Our office address, so
Oh,
that you can
okay.
come to our office address and collect your documentations from the High Court.
Okay.
Okay, so our Internal Revenue headquarters building address is 1111 Constitution Avenue, Northeast Washington, District of Columbia, D.C., and our area zip code number is 20224.
Okay, that was 1111 Constitution Avenue.
Yes, Northwest Washington, District of Columbia, D.C., and our area zip code number is 20224. And when you come to collect your documentations from our current office, make sure that you hire a criminal attorney for yourself. Hello?
Why do I need a criminal attorney if I'm just picking up documentation?
Well, ma'am, in order to proceed with the federal charges, as we have already submitted those documents at the federal courthouse, and in order to claim your documentations again from the Internal Revenue Service, as we have already submitted those documentations, first of all, you need to hire a criminal attorney, and in order to take out your documentations, you have to fight your case against the government and claim your documentations letters again.
Okay, but why do I need an attorney just to pick up my papers?
Well, ma'am, that is the reason why this phone call has been made to you to give you the last chance to notify you that there is an arrest warrant under your name and that you owe $8,140 to the Internal Revenue Service. Well, ma'am, if you think that there is nothing wrong with your taxes, then you can hire a criminal attorney for yourself and represent yourself inside the federal courthouse of Washington, D.C. and fight your case against the government. And once you fail to fight against the government, there is a penalty for you that you have to pay $75,000 back to the government.
So you're telling me I have to hire a motor chode?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Because as we did not get any response back from you, we have submitted those documentations to the federal courthouse.
Well, can you fix my address for your records now? Going forward?
Yes,
All right, can you do that
I
for me?
can fix the address.
Okay.
And well, ma'am, there is another option in which way you can resolve your case by today itself. That is, if you want to note it down, you can note it down. It's
Okay.
called O.C.C.R.
What is it?
O.C.C.R,
What is that?
which stands for Out of Court Restitution.
Okay. Well, tell me more about it.
Okay. Which stands for Out of Court Restitution. Under this code O.C.C.R, well, ma'am, if you have any good intention to get these things fixed up outside of the courthouse, then you can take care of this situation by making this tax payment back to the government today itself on immediate basis and get these things fixed up outside of the courthouse.
Okay. Well,
The first option is
I'd rather not have to hire a
yes.
Matachode to represent me. So, what do I do with this out of court restitution?
Well, ma'am, if you want to resolve a case from outside of the courthouse and cancel your arrest warrant, which is under your name, first of all, what I have to do is that I have to transfer this call to one of my higher authorities who will be handling your case in order to resolve your case. But before I do that, I have to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Can I proceed?
Sure.
Do you have the total amount available with you in order to make this tax payment that is $8,140 in order to cancel your arrest warrant, which is under your name?
I'm sure I have it under my mattress.
Sorry?
I have it under my mattress in cash. Can I just bring it down to the IRS?
Well, ma'am, are you thinking that this is some kind of prank calls?
No, I keep my cash under my mattress. I don't keep anything in the bank. Can't trust them.
And the line on which we are talking right now, ma'am, is this your cell phone or is this your home phone number?
It's my cell phone.
This is your cell phone number.
Yep.
And before I transfer your call to the accounts department, if you have any questions regarding about this, you may ask me.
Well, I just need to know, how do I settle this out of court?
Well, yes, in order to resolve your case from outside of the courthouse, as I've already informed you that I have to transfer this call to one of my higher authorities who will be handling your case from there and resolve your case and issue your arrest warrant cancellation number.
Okay.
So are you ready to resolve your case from outside of the courthouse?
Yes, Mr. Walter.
Okay, so now let me transfer this call to one of my higher authorities. So hold the line for a moment.